What it do, Sensei Crew? It's Anime Sensei here, and we're back in this joint. And your boy is finally back. Yeah, that video that was uploaded 2 days ago, that's a pre-record. I'm sorry, y'all, but your boy is back. And we're gonna be doing What If Tanjiro Was Raised by Urokodaki. If you haven't seen it, go watch the anime. I'm telling you, Demon Slayer is 10 out of 10 anime. In my top 5, honestly speaking. But let's get straight into this, as the story begins off with Tanjiro asking his mother if he can go outside to play. Mom, can I go outside to play? As Tanjiro is about 5 at this point. Sure, Tanjiro, just make sure you're back home before 8 o'clock. Otherwise, you'll be late for dinner. Alright, see you later. As Tanjiro goes out to play with his friends, as his brothers and sisters had actually decided to stay home for the day, as a few of them were sick. As on his way back home, Tanjiro decided he'd make a pit stop to the store to get them their favorite stuff, as he had known everyone had a special love for rice balls. As Tanjiro had went to the local shop, "Hey, excuse me, can I please get an order of rice balls?" "Oh, it isn't Tanjiro. How's it been, young one?" Not too bad. Just thought I'd get some rice balls for everyone since they're kind of sick right now." Alright. Well, it was nice to see you, Tanjiro. See you later. As Tanjiro leaves out with the rice balls, as he's on his way walking home, he's thinking about how happy his mother and the rest of his siblings will be when they see what he brought. As soon as Tanjiro had stumbled into the house, he was shocked at what he had seen. As he looks down, he could see his brothers and sisters all dead, their corpse on the floor, with them all bleeding out. As Tanjiro started to panic, as suddenly he had passed out due to shock. As about 20 minutes or so later, a figure had appeared, as it was revealed to be Giyu. As Giyu had looked around, he could see that Tanjiro was the only one who was alive. As Giyu was wondering what he should do with the boy, as at first he did think the boy was affected by demon blood, since he could tell his family was killed by a demon. But as Giyu was able to examine Tanjiro a little more, he can tell that Tanjiro was not affected and most likely wasn't present during this accident. As Giyu decides to dispose of the family's body, deciding to give him a proper burying, as he decides to take Tanjiro with him for about a day or so. As we fast forward a day later, as Tanjiro is still knocked out, with Giyu at this point trying to figure out what he should do with Tanjiro. A, send him to the adoption center, or B, have one of his good friends look after him. As suddenly someone had popped in his mind. Urokodaki, a good friend of his. Someone he had actually known pretty well. As he had remembered that Sabuto and Momaka had trained under him. Alright then, Giyu says to himself, I might as well send the boy off somewhere, at least so he will be able to live a good life at the very least. Knowing Urokodaki, he'll most likely be able to train the boy as well. Who knows, the boy might even want to be a demon slayer one day, Giyu thinks to himself, as he sends off a note with the hawk, sending it to Urokodaki, as he picks up Tanjiro, taking him with him as he starts to walk. We fast forward about an hour or so later, as Urokodaki is meditating on a rock near his dojo. As suddenly the crow appears, he takes the note, reading it out loud. Dear Urokodaki, it is I, Giyu. I was wondering if you could take care of the boy. His name is Tanjiro. His parents, well, his father wasn't there, but his mother and siblings were killed recently. Unfortunately, I don't know what to do with him, as I cannot necessarily take care of him due to my Demon Slayer work, which is why I was wondering if you could take care of the boy. I know this is a huge favor, but I wouldn't have given him to you if I didn't know you couldn't handle it. From Giyu. As Urokodaki crumbles the note, shoving it into his pocket as he thinks to himself. This will be interesting. Sabuto, come out. As Sabuto comes out of nowhere. What is it? Urokodaki. As in this timeline, Sabuto did not die. Along with Momika, she didn't die either. As they actually managed to survive and become Demon Slayers. What's the matter, Urokodaki? They both say in unison. Listen, there will be a boy. His name is Tanjiro. He will be living with us from this point on. His parents and family were killed by a demon recently, so he will be sent here with Giyu. Giyu will be arriving with him in approximately 8 hours from what he could tell, from what he told us. So, might as well prepare for him. The boy's about 5. Ooh, a little brother, Momika thinks to himself. With Sabuto kind of intrigued with the idea, as he had thought of the possibilities of possibly being able to train the boy or teach him about swordsmanship. So what, Urokodaki, will he become a Demon Slayer? Well, I can't necessarily answer that question, Sabuto. That's something for the boy to decide when he's old enough. Right now, let's let him have his childhood, as he's already been through it. As we fast forward about 8 hours or so later, as Giyu had finally arrived, dropping off the boy, as when they had arrived, Tanjiro had woken up. Where am I? Who are you? Calm down, boy. My name is Giyu, and this right here is Urokodaki. He will be your new caretaker. Unfortunately, your parents had passed away, along with your family. Your brothers and sisters unfortunately didn't make it. But I didn't even do anything. If only I were there. Listen, boy, if you need to realize something, even if you were there, you wouldn't have made a difference. You aren't strong, at least not yet. I can see some potential within you. Urokodaki speaks up, saying, listen, boy, I know what it feels like to lose people. I've lost many students before. Anyway, that's not the point. I would like you to meet your new, I guess you could say, siblings. As he introduces Sabuto and Momika. As they both greet Tanjiro in unison, saying it's nice to meet him. As Giyu proceeds to tell all of them that he has to take out and go. As they all say goodbye to Giyu, as Giyu goes away. As Tanjiro asks the question, so, what's a Demon Slayer? Oh, young Tanjiro, a Demon Slayer is something where basically you hunt demons and basically kill them. As demons are pretty dangerous to most of us, which is why we're basically used to protect people who can't protect themselves. So like a superhero? Yeah, something like that. Anyway, Sabuto, Momika, you show Tanjiro to his new room. As Urokodaki disappears out of nowhere. I never understand how he does that. Sabuto mutters to himself. Alright, kid, listen. We understand you went through some pain. And, well, we did too as well. Momika, her parents, killed each other while getting into a fight one day. And my parents abandoned me. So it might not be as bad as you, but we have some ground of understanding. With Momika adding on, saying, and we might not be able to directly understand everything you're going through, but we can definitely kind of see a little bit of what you're going through. And besides, You're not totally alone. You have me, you have urokodaki, and you have Sabuto. But I just met all of you, my brothers, sisters, all dead just 'cause I can protect them. Listen, boy, that's not your fault. You could have been dead along with them. Look at this as a gift. If you really want to avenge them, train hard. If that's what it takes to avenge them, I will. As we fast forward about a week or so later, as Sabuto, Momoko, and Urokodaki were all in the dojo as Tanjiro had went out to go do something. Didn't really imply on what he was going to be doing when he went outside. As Sabuto says, Urokodaki, the kid's adjusted pretty well. Sure, he can be cold from time to time. But hey, can you blame him? Well, Sabuto, you have to look at his point of view too, Things aren't all that easy for him. His father had abandoned him and his family, and his mother was all he had left besides his siblings. So, of course, he's not going to just adjust to us right away. It's going to take time. Yeah, Sabuto, you didn't adjust all that well. Momoko adds on with a smirk on her face. Well, that's totally different. Yeah, sure. As they all laugh it off. As they had heard a huge yell from the forest. As they could see Tanjiro, who was punching a rock as hard as he could, to the point where they could see the rock was starting to break. Whoa, this boy has a lot of strength. Do you think? Not yet. I said he'll become a demon slayer eventually. Not yet, though. As we fast forward about, I'm going to say we fast forward about 4 years later. As Tanjiro had actually warmed up to the family a lot over the past 4 years or so. As one day, he had actually asked Urokodaki a question. As at this point, he had actually called him Grandpa Kodaki. At this point, since he had actually came pretty comfortable with Urokodaki, along with Sabuto and Momoko. Grandpa Kodaki, quick question. Do you think I could become a demon slayer? Well, Tanjiro, that depends. Do you want to become a demon slayer? Yeah. Well, Tanjiro, I'll tell you something. I'll let you on a little secret. You can become anything you want, as long as you have determination. If you want to become a demon slayer, you can. But I'll let you know something. Becoming a demon slayer is not easy, as it will take a lot of work. If you really want to do that, we can help you with that. But are you really willing to take this challenge on, Tanjiro? Are you willing to dedicate yourself to train? If it's for my family, I'll do it, Tanjiro says. Alright then, Tanjiro. If that's the case, our training starts tomorrow. Can't wait, Tanjiro says as he walks off to go train, doing some push-ups, sit-ups, and some squats, just to warm up for tomorrow. As Momoko and Sabuto, who were watching from the shadows, all smiled, seeing that the young Tanjiro had a lot of potential, a lot of unlocked potential. As we fast forward the next day, as we go with Urokodaki and Tanjiro in the forest. Alright, Tanjiro, first things first. For your training, we'll start off with rock climbing. You need to climb up this mountain 3 times and then run around it once. When you've done that, then we can move on. Also, you have a time limit. If you're not done in 10 minutes, then you'll have to start over. What? Come on. How can you expect me to do that? Tanjiro, remember what I said. To become a demon slayer means... I get it. To become a demon slayer, you have to work hard. I get it. Good to know that you get it, Tanjiro. Now, it's time for you to work. As we fast forward about an hour or so, as Tanjiro, after failing twice, had actually managed to do it. Alright, Tanjiro, next exercise. But before we go to that, we will talk about a few things. They have a few different breathing styles: water breathing, fire breathing, lightning breath, and a lot more. We'll figure out what you can do soon enough. Though you seem more of like a water user. I don't know why. Especially with your calm spirit. Anyway, Tanjiro, that's not the point. Your next training will be to run down this hill. Are you sure? I mean, that's kind of simple if you ask me. Just do it, boy. As Tanjiro proceeds running down the hill, at first thinking this was going to be a piece of cake. Next time, the old man should watch. As before he could finish his sentence, a trap had almost caught him. I swear, whenever there's something with this old man, there's always a catch. As Tanjiro proceeds to keep on walking down the hill, as he almost got caught in another trap, as he decided to speed it up, suddenly he had finally got caught in a trap. Better luck next time, Tanjiro, Urokodaki says, looking at him above. Fine. As we fast forward about the next day, as Tanjiro had actually attempted to do it again, being successful this time, as finally, then move on to the last and final test. The rock. Here you go, Tanjiro. As Tanjiro was handed the blade. What am I going to do with this? And why are we next to a rock? Well, you've done pretty well in this training. Very well at that. So, now it's time to do the final step. As actually, let me change something. It took him about 3 months to do the first two exercises. To do it and become a pro at it. So, yeah. Anyway, Tanjiro, you must do it. Slash the rock. As Tanjiro starts to try to slash it, he had failed, as the rock didn't even budge a little bit. You need to put your mind into this, Tanjiro. Anyway, that's where I'm going to be leaving it off. I hope you guys enjoy. Anime Sensei out. Also, correct me if I'm wrong on certain parts when it comes to Demon Slayer and all that. As I'm still I'm so a little new when it comes to Demon Slayer with this. So I'm trying to get better at it. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Anime Sensei out.